So I'm going to tell you about a really important aspect of indie game development, and that is your unique selling point, or USP. This is a term you might have heard of in the world of business, and marketing companies always talk about what makes them unique. What you need to do for an indie game is exactly the same, and figure out what makes your game unique. A lot of you may be making games that copy other games. I, for example, am creating a game that kind of merges Wipeout series of games with Vampire Survivors and making a sort of action roguelike Wipeout Survivors type game. All very well and good. Am I just straight up copying them, or am I making something unique? Well, here's the unique thing about NovaJet. When you die in NovaJet, it's not just like a game over, here's the points you've got, here's the unlocks you've done, away you go for the next round. The fail state is actually quite unique in that the game then turns into another game, which is Plinko. So the spaceship kind of ping-pongs around the Plinko board and falls into a bin, and one of the bins has got a reward, so like continue playing or extra points or a weapons upgrade or some other sort of perk or benefit. And so there's that extra bit of brain chemical released that's satisfying because you're not in a fail state, you're just in another part of the game where you're going to win something. So it's kind of mitigating the bad vibes that people get when you play horde-based games or round-based games, roguelike games, where you've got the fail state and you die and you have to start again and redo your progress. This kind of mitigates that because people can look forward to ping-ponging around the Plinko board once they've died. Obviously that's not the aim of the game, so you're not supposed to die as quickly as possible, but it's a little bit of bonus, a little bit of a perk. The longer you survive in a level, the more points you'll get. I digress. Anyway, so unique selling point. You need to figure out what's your unique selling point. You can also have a couple, and you can get rid of some if scope creep comes in. So for NovaJet, I had this idea for physics-based weapons. So there's lots of space shooters out there. There's lots of single stick shooters. There's lots of Vampire Survivor clones. As well as the Plinko dying at the end, I had the idea of using physics-based weapons. So like a big space mace that sort of follows you around and you're tethered to it. Or like a space whip, all rigid bodies and all physics-based, so it moves and works in a sort of naturalistic way. I've got that ready to go for if we get to a point where the game needs something more. Still in the early production side of things. I've done the prototype. The prototype works well enough. I've got the core loop. Figure out what your unique selling point is for your indie game, because that is one of the most important things, especially when it comes to marketing a game. Like, what makes yours interesting and unique and different to all the other games? It doesn't matter about clones. You can make a clone game. Like, loads of clone games do really well, and indie games development thrives on copying what works well and adapting it and making it unique and iterating on things that have come before. So we're all standing on the shoulders of giants, so don't worry about ripping people off. As long as you twist things and make it unique and make it better, that's all good. If you like the video and want to see more, or want to see updates on the indie game NovaJet, then make sure you check out my Patreon page. Link should be in the description below, and you'll be up to date with all things NovaJet and my little indie game studio, Acrylic Pixel. I'll see you in the next one.